You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
The Herons are champs. Yeah. Rolls out to Freedom Park, rocking pink and black. Official tissue in the 305, bounty full of grapes. The Battered Fan with Chris and Dan dropping hot takes. Messi and the Herons start the season with a star on the crest, so 29 fan bases can cry, cause we the best. Sign homegrowns like Noah, Frey and Ruiz, replacing goats with greats. Yeah, Miles got the cheese and he called it. Freedom to dream was the backbone. From Lockhart to Miami, it feels good to be at home. Multiple times a week on YouTube and audio. Take the time to subscribe, like and share the show. So check and chat, grab your MLS cup and coming. No question about it, I'm ready to get a star again.
No question about it. I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris, the Herons are back. Welcome, everybody, to episode 495 of the Battered Herons podcast. I am your host, Dave Granada, and alongside me, as always, Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
Week 1 is in the books, and next up is a worthless playoff game, and there's still a lot of talk about the game in the weekend.
Playoff game
against LAFC. I mean, not a playoff game, a preseason game. Game that has absolutely no matter other than monetary matter.
How amazing is that we're playing a preseason game after our first regular season game?
It's kind of pitiful, to be honest. I think that they should have just canceled the whole thing.
They should have, but money talks, and they had a commitment. Contracts were made. You can't get.
Yeah, I meant preseason, guys. Sorry.
All right. So, 48 hours later, I don't know if the panic has died down a bit. I mean, I never panicked to begin with. I know you are an overreactor. So tell me, Chris, before I ask the chat, how are you feeling 48 hours later? Because I said, don't panic, don't worry. And we'll go over the reasons why I shouldn't have to worry. So I'll go right now. And I saw a lot of people saying we're late. After today, officially, the start time for the show is 9:30. That way, when we start the show, we are always early. Because when I set it to 9 o'clock, we're always late. Because I can never get here by 9 o'clock. Because I have to put my kids to bed. So officially, 9:30 is the start time. And we'll get on as soon as we have a chance. So there's a good chance that we're just always early from now on. So just wanted to put that out there. So you're going to see 9:30 is the start time from the show. And we'll be on just whenever we're ready. Probably close to 9. But just so you know.
Are you able to put a couple polls up, like readily, or is that something that we got to kind of like cook up here and wait?
I can do it. No, it's going to take a long time. And real quick, shout out to the U.S. Hockey team. First time since 1980 that they beat that they win the gold medal. They beat Canada yesterday in a golden goal. And right now they're actually in South Beach partying, I believe, and they're gonna go to Club 11 after that. So shout out to those of you that were paying attention to them. And Taco Daddy here is our Canadian representative from Vancouver. So
I want to put up a couple polls, but I want to start this off by just asking: worried, yes or no?
Shout out to Jamaican Justice. We got to talk about that also.
Yeah, but just put this poll up real quick. Worried.
All right, hold on. I got to pull it up. No? I got to pull it up.
Because it's important to get a vibe check. I can do it. Because apparently everybody's okay with how the game went, losing 3-0. Okay, and I get it. Everybody's going to have an argument for one side. Some people can have arguments for the other side. I just want to get a vibe check here. So I'd like to get an understanding of what it is that people feel in terms of, I guess, because of the big loss, because it seems to be that the majority is saying we have nothing to worry about.
So far, 67% say not worried.
Okay. So again, and it's no news, right? It's the majority is going to say that they're not worried. Okay. And I don't know what time this game in Puerto Rico is happening because it absolutely, it doesn't even matter. I don't even know if it's going to be included in your one soccer.org package.
Both Chris and I already said if we have to pay extra for this game, we're not paying for it. And I don't know why anybody should.
And yeah, one soccer.net is not going to get my money again ever. So what's the poll right now? Like, just cancel it right now.
All right, so I'm going to end the poll. And right now, we had 46 votes. 59% said no. 41% said yes. So 59. So you know what?
It's a lot closer
than I thought. Yep.
If we would have let that thing run, it could have been.
Yep.
But you see, here's the thing. Like, you're looking at it, right? And I'm sure that there are people that have voted yes, and they have a reason to vote yes. No?
I mean, the scoreline, the fact that RDP didn't look good, but I think that it's premature. Last year we tied with NYCFC 1-1 because it's the first game of the season. Okay, so let's get into it. All right.
So you're gonna give me the argument of first game of the season. You know, it's the first game of the season for 29 other teams, right?
And that's why nobody should be overreacting right now.
You know, 29 other teams also had a first game this past weekend.
You know what happened last week?
So let's just get that out there.
You know what happened last year, week 1? San Jose scored 4 goals. I forgot against who. And everybody thought, oh, Bruce Arena strikes again. Bruce Arena, support the shield. You know what happened to San Jose after that 4-0 win or 4-1 win last year? They didn't even make the playoffs by the time the season ended.
But they were a contender in terms of goals. They were only off by 1 point last season of getting into the playoffs. One
didn't
point.
Make the 9 teams make it in the Western Conference.
I'm just telling you, they were.
What I'm telling you but doesn't matter. They were the 10th team after starting off hot week 1. Week 1, you cannot overreact to week 1 because it's one game.
You are bringing up something, right? That has literally these guys. San Jose scored 60 fucking goals, dude. Like, you're gonna tell me that they weren't a good team? They allowed a lot of goals, but they also scored a shit ton. The only teams that scored more than them in the West was LAFC and Vancouver and San Diego. Aside from them, nobody scored more goals than them. So they were a good team.
Chris, we weren't the only team that lost.
We weren't. It's the first game of the season. Remember?
Do we get into why I think you shouldn't overreact, or do you want to keep going? Because
sure, tell me why I shouldn't overreact. Because I got a couple of things I want to bring up.
All right. So let's start with the obvious. Allende, which is somebody that's apparently crucial to this team, right? That's what we're banking on. Didn't start.
Yeah.
When he finally did start, LAFC was already in the low block. And we know a low block, Allende he's not going to be effective because he can't run in behind anybody because he wasn't physically fit. He hasn't played.
Says who?
He barely practiced. Says his visa. He couldn't practice with the team. He couldn't play with the team.
But you know that the coaching staff sends the people that train with these players like the docket of what they need to practice. That's the same thing they did with Beterame.
But it's not the same.
No, it's not. But Beterame played.
That's fine.
And he started and he played the whole game.
But he played 2 preseason games with them. He played the Nacional game and he played what was the other game? I forgot what was the other game.
He played like 30 minutes of the other game. So
he played some games. So they thought maybe Allende wasn't ready for him. That's one. That's a crucial part of our attack.
Sure.
Second, Silvetti. I think everybody up code that has eyes, and I don't have eyes apparently. Everybody, whether you have eyes or you don't have eyes, you can tell Silvetti is ineffective on the right side. He is invisible on the right side. Might as well call him Casper. That guy sucks on the right side.
Okay, so those are two things. Just keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind when I come back.
So the Allende, and that's a domino effect with Silvetti, because Silvetti moves to the left once Allende comes back.
Okay.
And then Berterame, yes, he played in those 2 preseason games. You know when he played, he didn't have to practice with the team between those preseason games. He kind of just got dropped in there. There's no chemistry here. When you looked at LAFC, look at their top three of players: Son, Boagna, and everybody keeps saying that I mispronounced that. Whatever, Boagna, whatever, and David Martinez. They played a minimum of half a season together last year. These players for Inter Miami are just now going to start building the chemistry. And I'm only talking about the attack right now for us. So I'm going to start with that before I start coughing right now.
Okay. So you're bringing up the attack in terms of the difference between us having players like Allende, who is a sure starter, didn't start. We had Silvetti that was misplaced on the right. And then we have Beterame, who is a new person that just started for the first official MLS season game.
And that's just the attack, yes.
Okay, that's just the attack. Now, go ahead and, I guess discuss the midfield, right? Because you had Yannick Bright and RDP, which people in the chat earlier were saying Yannick Bright and RDP haven't gelled well together, or they haven't had time to gel well. Is that the next up?
Yes. And let me tell you, missing Busquets
and David Ayala is going to fix that.
We hope. We haven't seen.
We don't even know we don't even know what the hell this guy has done.
Exactly, but we haven't had a chance to see it yet. Why don't you wait to see it before you start criticizing it?
Okay, but no, I'm not criticizing Ayala. First of all, I want to put this out there. For those of you that have looked into the stats and have looked into the information, you all know that Yannick Bright played a better game than you guys thought when you first watched the game. And the fact that we subbed him out and then took 2-goal poundage right after.
That has nothing to do with Yannick Bright. Yannick Bright wasn't going to save anybody in those 2 goals.
Well, he would have, if you noticed on the second goal, right? On the second goal, LA was already gathering up the ball with a bunch of Inter Miami players in that same general area. You're telling me that Yannick Bright couldn't have been possibly around that same area to be able to assist defensively?
All right, so let me tell you why I think that Yannick Bright was taken out of the game.
Because we were losing and we needed a change of pace.
And they weren't attacking us anymore. They were just playing the counter.
Correct.
So because they were just giving us the ball,
tool.
We needed somebody in the offensive side of the ball to try to help us break that down. Now, another thing that we're going to suffer with is the fact that Alba isn't around to kind of play that wide area to kind of open up that low block, because we were just running up the right and left channels that we weren't going wide. And when you don't go wide, forget about it. If you're trying to just force your way through the middle, it's not going to happen. So the second half was frustrating. Yannick Bright was taken off for that reason. Ayala, look, I only know what I've heard about him. I saw him very little last year, but I talked to people from Portland. They said, and I looked up statistics, right? I love numbers. Statistically, he's a good defender. He's one of the leaders in interceptions in the midfield, and he can progress the ball. Everybody on the that I spoke to from the Timber said that he's going to be great. He's not going to be Busquets, obviously, but he can contribute in the attack. And we need somebody of that play style to be in that position right now. If they can give us both, if they can give us in the attack and defend. Because right now with Bright, you could only defend, and that kind of hampers us, especially when we're trying to beat that low block in the second half.
But you know what? That's unacceptable, because Bright has improved offensively. He has improved with his passing. He had a high percentage of passes that he connected, advancing, not bringing it back, advancing passes.
And also, and I keep hearing people saying that, and I didn't watch the game back, so I don't know. But I keep hearing people say that Rodrigo De Paul kind of looked off Bright when he saw that he had a chance to pass it to him and he would go somewhere else with the ball. I don't know if that's at all true or not.
I'll tell you what I did see. And Big Nasty is mentioning Allen is completely absent in the attack. I did see something, and if you guys look back at the highlights, you'll see it. When Messi gathers the ball after it's lost and tries a shot on goal, he looks back at Noah Allen and he gives him sort of this like signal to cut. like basically telling him, you got to fill that lane. You should have been there. And so
Mm-hmm.
he was looking for him. And there was another play right after that where Messi is going to his left from the top of the box, a little bit left of that, where in normal circumstances, Jordi Alba would have been waiting there for him, and he would have just given them the ball. But then he ended up going for the shot, which was off. Now, Noah Allen in the beginning of the game was pushing up. Later on, he wasn't pushing up as much. But guys, you guys have to stop comparing Noah Allen to Jordi Alba. You're not going to get that. You're not going to get that from Noah Allen. You're not going to get that from Regilon. You're not going to get that from Mura. Anybody that you put there is not going to give you the same thing that Jordi Alba is doing. So stop grading him on the same scale as Jordi Alba. And if you guys are doing that, you guys are really, really dumb.
Okay, but this is the thing. Last year in the playoffs, Jordi Alba wasn't pushing up as high. He wasn't making as many overlapping runs with Silvetti. Silvetti just commanded that left side. But we know that right now, or at least on Saturday, Segovia was the one playing on the left side. And he's like an inverted winger. He's going to play in the center of the pitch no matter what you pair him. You could put him at goalie and he'll somehow end up in the top of the box. It's just where he just he's like a magnet over there. So once you put Silvetti on the left side, that's going to help.
This is another thing I wanted to bring up. Do you guys saw RDP complaining to Mascherano about how bad Ian Frey is? Now, I didn't see him specifically point at Frey and say, take him out or sácalo. I didn't see that. I don't know where you guys are getting this whole RDP mention to Mascherano to take out Ian Frey. That's a lot of like lip reading.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So
I mean, look, if we're going to sit here and make stuff up, I mean, what are we doing? If we're just going to make stuff up to fit the narrative, then I mean, I get it, but it's terrible.
A lot of people saying that it looked like he was. I didn't see that.
Okay, so let's keep going. Do you have something to mention defensively?
I thought Mikael and Falcon were the bright spots of the game, and people can disagree all they want. I thought they played well. Them like St. Clair are put in bad positions when they lose the ball, and all of a sudden they have to defend in transition. It's not easy to defend in transition, no matter who you are. And
especially against this team.
Yeah, I thought in the first half they did well. I thought that Mikael's one-on-one defending was great. Falcon saved us a few times. I thought that our center back duo was strong. So I think. And this is the first or second time that they play together. I think they're only going to get better. So I'm happy with the center back pairing. Now the fullbacks, I think, are a little more in question.
Well, okay. Now getting back to the center backs that you mentioned, on that second goal, Mikael was playing up and focusing on Son. Falcon should have been back to be able to easier to defend it easier, instead of having Mura come all the way from the right side and recognize that Bawanga is making that run to be able to try to catch up to him, which, by the way, 95% of the right backs in this league get cooked by that guy Bawanga. So Mura is not like this outstanding defender, but he did recognize it and he caught up with him. So now I guess we can mention your fullbacks.
Okay, well, let's start on the right side with Mura and Frey.
Okay.
I know a lot of people don't like Frey. I think Frey's a great player. I don't know why people would dislike Frey.
Well, I think Frey defended better than people give him credit for. I think he only legitimately got cooked once. And that was out in the open. I mean, I even posted it on our MLS channel on the video. He got cooked once, big time.
All right, but this is the thing with Mura and Frey. It's hard to compare both of them because they played against two different teams.
Yes.
The first half LAFC was not the second half LAFC.
Correct. That's why you had Mura as a cross man the moment that he came in, because he had the opportunity to move up and just cross the ball. So everybody's like, ooh, my goodness, we have this amazing ability with Facundo Mura. But right. I want to mention something because I had a conversation with Bigote. And I want to go back to what I told him, which, no, I'll just paraphrase it. any right back, whether it's Mura, whether it's all these other right backs like freaking Yedlin or any of these other right backs that have played the position, all they do is just cross and shala. Cello. They run up, they cross, and hope for the best. Ian Frey has brought in a different dynamic of attack from that right back position. He doesn't just go and cross the ball. He brings the ball in. He pushes the pace up with the ball at his feet. Gets people involved and makes passes that are actually game-changing plays, changing the complete dynamic of the game. You get the same dynamic from people like Mura, from all these other guys that love to cross the ball. I get it. But I mean, come on, let's not be stupid here and dismiss the kind of input that Ian Frey has on this team. Like, you guys really think that I'm exaggerating this just to overreact?
Guys, Mura for no reason, though.
Well, it's not trashing Mura, but like, dude, you're going to tell me because you crossed the ball 5 times and deflected off of the guy that's in front of you 4 out of the 5 and make one connecting pass where it gets to Beterame and he heads it into the out of bounds, that this guy's going to change Inter Miami's life? I mean, come on.
No, but you can see where somebody watching the game that's just casually watching it sees the team wasn't doing anything offensively in the first half. In the second half, all of a sudden they have more possession and Mura is contributing into balls into the box. Like, I get what you're saying, but you can see why people would see that and be like, oh, look, this guy's giving us something that we didn't have in the first half.
And I want to say something. AJ, you're right. Frey did have a shit game. Offensively, he was not great. And defensively, anybody you put back there, they're going to get cooked. Big Nicety is saying Frey has proved he deserves to start. I do think so. Now, if you're going to tell me, let's put Mura on the left side because he wants to cross it in. He wants to make that run to be able to cross it in. Left-footed or not, I'll take that because that's something that Messi's looking for. Messi's not looking for Ian Frey to get involved, but he does need that left side to be involved.
And IMCF Moto Miami is saying that we're homers because Bright Frey and Allen clearly are not at the level. I mean,
this guy has
they were in
his YouTube channel.
They were starters when they won the championship. Like, what more do you want them to be? Well, Bright wasn't. Bright came off the bench, but like, they were literally starters when they won the championship. How are they not on the level? They literally proved that they can be starters on a championship team. Now, if you're talking about like the CCC or something, but I mean, they proved it. They won the championship.
Ian Frey has taken that job from every Argentine that has sat there for the last 2 years.
It's only Cello, man.
Okay. Listen, Cello, Lujan, whoever you want to put back there, every single person that has competed for that position, Ian Frey has said, that's mine. Give me that. Yannick Bright, who was taken out 2 years ago in the playoffs against Atlanta in the middle of game 2, was the critical piece and the key difference of winning a game and losing 2 games in a row. Making $6 an hour. While your boy Federico Redondo, this guy with the Inter Miami badge. And then you're going to talk about, you want to bring down Noah Allen and he's not playing great? That's fine. He hasn't played left back like in 3 years. And now he's being asked to play when the guy that was supposed to fill in Jordi Alba's spot just got injured and is now still in Baptist Hospital. Dude, and now you're asking the world from him. Now you're asking the world from him. And he hasn't played the position in 2 years. But he played that center back role better than other people who are supposedly better skilled and qualified.
I lost the. Oh, there it is. Luis Barrios, come on, first goal was a horrible pass by RDP. Frey does that, and RDP is screaming at him. Absolute BS. It's true. Imagine if that would have been Frey that gave away the ball.
But you know what? No, it's okay because RDP apparently, supposedly, allegedly, reportedly spoke to Javier Mascherano, and it was deciphered by Taylor Tolman and whoever the hell's watching that Ian Frey needs to come out. Ian Frey is the reason that we are losing this game.
I'm going to stop.
Give me a fucking break. Like, if you guys are going to analyze this game and you're going to say there's nothing to worry about, or you're going to explode and say there is something to worry about, how about looking at everything actually and then coming to the correct conclusion? Listen, I'm going to tell you. So, do you want to finish before I decide to kind of tell you my final point?
Okay. Well, Muda got 70% of the votes over Ian Frey's 30, just so you know.
Whatever.
Well, I mean, the last bit is
at this point, I'm like done. I'm done. But go ahead.
The last point is St. Clair. St. Clair, I think in the first half, I thought he had some good stops. While we were watching, and you could watch the watch along, when me and Chris both comment on it, I mean, he obviously did a horrible job on that second goal, but that wasn't the first time he came out the box. And we saw him do it effectively once or twice. And we're like, oh, look, he's going to have to do this more often. He's going to get accustomed to it. Horrible timing. And the way he froze, the miscommunication with his center backs for that second goal. But that's to be expected, unfortunately, when you're getting accustomed to this. But for you to tell me that you think Rocco's going to do a better job, you got to give St. Clair a couple games. You guys are so quick to pull the trigger. How many of you, including Chris, were ready to X on Diego Gomez? Like, you guys are so impatient. You just got to wait it out. St. Clair has showed he is captain, and he's capped. I don't know how many games for the Canadian national team as a goalkeeper. Yes, I understand, and I've been the first one to tell you that the reason that he was coach of the year was because the team was playing a low block all year long. So it made life a little easier for him. But that doesn't stop him from having to make some stops. He is a good goalie. Now just give him a second to kind of adjust. You guys are just like so impatient. They weren't going to go undefeated this year. And this was going to be the reaction no matter when they lost. It just sucks that it was the first game because you guys haven't seen a win yet. So I feel like it's even worse.
I'm going to tell you something, Mr. Krabs. I'm going to tell you something, right? Why is he getting call-ups from Canada? This goalkeeper from Orlando is going to take the job. Did you not see the Orlando highlights?
He had 11 saves.
Did you not see the Orlando game? Coronel is going to steal that job. He's going to steal it.
It's not Coronel.
Now, it's not Coronel. Whoever the goalkeeper for Orlando, he's going to steal the job. There's no way that guy's walking away with that job. Crepeau, my bad. I keep confusing Crepeau with Coronel. I want to bring up a comment here. Mr. Krabs says St. Clair needs time to mesh. Mesh? Danny, you're agreeing with this. He needs time to mesh. A goalkeeper who stands alone in his position needs time to mesh. That's what you're going to tell me. You're going to give me that, Chris, and you're going to think that that's a good argument.
Chris, okay, I'll try my best to put this in a way that you understand it, okay? I'm going to give you a basketball analogy, okay? If you have been brought up playing and defending in the zone all your life, and you're a big man, so all you're doing is guarding the post in the zone, just defending the rim, and all of a sudden you go to another team that is not as good defensively. They play one-on-one defense. You man up, man-to-man defense, man-to-man. And then you're switching everything. You're telling me it's not going to take you some time, whether you're good or not, to adjust to that?
It is going to take you some time. I do agree with that.
Yes. So be patient. It's been one fucking game.
Okay. So, and I just want to keep this going, which, by the way, I'm not going to tell you that I think that Rocco should start. I don't think that. I don't think that Rocco should start. I think that St. Clair should remain the starter. What I'm telling you is that he's horrible with his feet. And that second goal during that play beforehand, LAFC had the ball for at least 5 seconds, gathering the ball and collecting themselves to transition. 4 to 5 seconds. He had enough time to come back instead of play so far up. Another thing I want to mention as well, and I mentioned this on another post, if he wouldn't have played so high on the ball, he would have came back and allowed Muda to go ahead and cut the angle off, he would have allowed defenders to come back and help defend, along with him cutting the angle at the goalkeeper position.
I agree. I think that if he doesn't come out, that's probably not a goal, or at least not as easy of a goal. 100%. But that goes back into learning how to play in this style. He saw a long ball from their third travel all the way into his own third. And when he saw that
4
ball
seconds
in the air,
prior.
That's fine. But when he saw that ball, all he thought is sweeper keeper, got to sweep that thing out of here. And then as he's approaching it, all of a sudden, here comes this missile, Boanga or whatever. And he gets caught flat-footed. That's fine. That was a crazy mistake. Whatever. I understand why it was such a bad blunder. But I think that people are being way too hard and just wait. Now, if he does this 3 games in a row, all right, then it's worse.
Rick A with a 4.99 Super Slam says this goalie does not work with our defense. This 2-defender defense needs a Manuel Neuer style goalkeeper. Watch Bayern games. That's that style.
That's fine, but those goalies don't exist in the MLS.
And people are asking to do the poll. St. Clair or Rocco? They're asking for it. There's a number of people. There's a number of people asking for this poll.
I hate
Give them the poll. They need the poll. I need the poll. I mean, look, the poll is goalie. Rocco Blocco or DSC.
No, I put it.
And Strong is saying since the Drake situation, the whole goalkeeper spot has been mismanaged. I don't want to say that it's been mismanaged, but I feel like this style of play and the fact that they're forcing Dane St. Clair to play this style of play or to cater to this and be a little bit more of a floating goalkeeper, sweeper keeper, it's not boding well for him. It's a challenge, definitely, and he wanted a challenge.
Look, if he grows into this and plays well, that's going to be great for him because he is a good shot stopper. You just got to be patient.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you, I'm okay with Drake. I'm okay with St. Clair playing goalkeeper. I'm completely okay with that. I think that he does need time.
All right, I ended the poll. 57% St. Clair, 43% Rocco.
Look at how close that is, Poppy. That's close.
It's way too close. People shouldn't be saying that.
Now, generally speaking, after
hold on. Ricky, you want a 3-man back line. So what you want is for the bulk of our attack to depend on Noah Allen and Ian Frey coming down the sidelines, coming down the sides. Those are going to be the wide players that we kind of rely on. Those are going to be our wing backs. I don't know. I don't see it.
Well, I mean, at this point, a lot of people wouldn't see that.
Because essentially you play with wing backs. And I know you're not expecting Silvetti to come back and defend. I don't like the 3 in the back.
And Mr. Krabs, I don't think anyone is questioning about the quality of goalkeeping that St. Clair has or is. I think people are questioning the fact that this defense doesn't bode well to whether he was goalkeeper of the year or not. That's the key. And that's something that was mentioned here first. You've heard it elsewhere after that.
But Rick, you're saying that's how they play now. But when you put that extra center back, where are you taking a player from? You taking him from the midfield? Who are you going to put on? Like, you have to take off a player.
Gene is saying we really feel the absence of Toto Aviles. Us and Montreal.
So did Montreal.
Yes. I want to just go ahead and say something. Just after generally are you done breaking down positional wise?
Yes. Yeah, go ahead, and now I'm gonna step away. I'm gonna listen to you anyway. I just gotta grab something. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of compartmentalize all of this into one thing. There was a huge, in my opinion, a huge mismanagement made by Mascherano. The fact that you had players out of position where Silvetti could have been better on the left, where Allende could have helped starting. Ayala is a big acquisition that this team has made, and we have no idea where we're going to get with him. And you're talking about a lot of people that are very unhappy about Bright and his performance. But then we have no Ayala to be able to reference on to figure out whether this kid is going to work or not. Now, if you want to chalk it up to, for example, Beterame, and you want to say Beterame needs time to gel, I'll give you that. Beterame is at this point sort of the lone striker up there because Messi is floating under him towards the left. But aside from that, these are players that have been playing with each other for quite some time.
You know where else we're going to suffer?
Where?
If teams resort to playing the low block against us, Berterame isn't Luis Suarez. Like he's not playing that give and go with Messi. He's not linking up with Segovia. He's
a poacher.
You're gonna need that. You're gonna need that if teams are gonna start playing that low block against us. And we're gonna miss some of the creativity from the striker position.
You want to know what bothers me about the whole first game argument and people need to gel and people need to mesh? I'm so over that. This team right here is not the Colorado Rapids. This isn't like a team where it's like, oh, we need to give them time, this and that. Dude, this is an elite team in the MLS. High standards. I am not willing to lower the bar for an elite team who's playing another elite team and say, well, it's their first game, so they played like crap. All right. Even though,
but at what point are you allowed to have some common sense, though?
Danny,
so the team you're playing against, the core of it was together for at least half a season already.
Technically,
we had a lot of turnover in our roster over the offseason, and they didn't have a full preseason together yet.
Can I mention something? Okay, let's not do all that. They haven't had a full preseason. They played 3 season games publicly. And they had a closed doors game against Miami FC where they had 3 quarters, right? Where they had 120 minutes worth. And let's not forget, they're actually going to get an extra preseason game this week. So technically, Miami has had more time to gel than most teams in the MLS. Mic drop. I'm done.
Chris, was Berterame practicing with the team during the preseason?
Get out.
Was Allende practicing with the team during the preseason?
Get out.
Well,
you're done. You're done.
It's you have to give them time, Chris. They're gonna get better.
Okay. Sure.
They're gonna
give Messi time. Give Messi time. Give Rodrigo de Paul time. All these great players, just give them time, right? Silvetti, he's played every single preseason, 90-plus minutes. Dude's been clocking overtime. Give him time. Keyshawn is saying they look like they just met. The whole team, Keyshawn? The whole team.
All right, but this is the thing, Chris. Not only did they not get to practice or gel over the offseason, they had turnover, they have no chemistry, but they also played against what a lot of people are saying is probably the second or third best team, if not the best team in the MLS, and they were on the road.
Okay, so all of those things that you just mentioned should equal an expected and accepted result of an 0-3 loss.
You should be a little more understandable, yes.
Okay. I will understand that we lost 3-0 to the LAFC. And
not the LAFC, LAFC.
No, the LAFC, because they are so much supreme at this point. I mean, there's nothing we can look. Keyshawn is saying that he's not a Miami fan. Styles also make the fight, but I don't want to give them the excuses. Look, I don't understand how any of this that I'm saying is not logic. Saga Daddy's saying no logic equals Chris. Are things that I'm bringing up here, Danny, are they not logical? Am I not using raw statistics and information?
No.
So all of it is just reactive. It's just bleh. Okay. I mean, you win some and you lose some, you know? I don't know what to tell you.
All right. So.
And we did lose because of formation and tactics and mismanagement by the manager.
Yeah. Look, I think that no matter when this team lost, people were going to overreact because they don't want to lose, and that's fair. But this is the MLS. For the people that are saying that Frey, Bright, and Noah Allen aren't at par, I don't know what par you're talking about because this is the MLS. There is a budget. You can't just bring world-class players to play next to Messi, unfortunately, all the way through. So this is a good squad. It's not a perfect squad, and it's going to take time to gel. So I'm going to do the last poll before we get out of here, Chris. And the last poll will be, are you worried? Yes, no, now that we've kind of set our pieces. Now, while we wait for everybody to fill those out.
Yeah, fill it out, guys. And like and subscribe.
We're going to be on with the Battered MLS fans, recapping the first week of the MLS right after this. So make sure you join us for Battered MLS fans while we recap week 1.
I can understand how people can say that there's a little bit of an overreaction, but I think it's fair for fans to have a high expectancy or have high expectations of this team with the roster that's within the team. And I feel like it's also fair to kind of take a look at the manager and say, this person didn't manage the players or the structure correctly.
So
or
high expectations as in they should never lose?
No, not so. I don't mind losing. How are we losing? How are we losing? That matters. I think if you lose,
we sold out. We sold out to get the tie, and we got countered twice.
We got countered twice, and then we got cooked by Bouanga on a beautiful assist. With people not filling in the spaces like Falcone, who could have cut off Ordaz, but he didn't.
3-0 is not just a loss. Yes, it is. It's just a loss. You know what? Next month, if that record right there above my head says 10-0-1, you're not thinking about, oh, but remember that one? It was 3-0. No, you're just it's a
look
loss.
At you. You're armchair quarterbacking. You're armchair quarterbacking. Of course, you're gonna look back and you're gonna be like, who cares about that one loss?
Exactly,
because we just won.
Thinking right now because it's only one game. Wait to see how the rest play out.
Okay.
If the rest play out better than this, then you're good. If we beat Orlando on Sunday, and then you play against DC after that with scrub ass Ty Baribo, and all of a sudden we're 2-0-1, then you're like, oh, you know what? We're not as bad as I thought.
Well, I mean, let's not look. They look terrible. If we lose against Orlando,
they don't look that bad, dude.
Okay, and then DC United, you're saying we lose against scrub ass Baribo. Scrub ass Baribo had a goal and almost had 2 additional goals. And those are those are games that you would think that are in the pocket, right? Mm-hmm. Those are games that you think to yourself, these are games that are going to come out victorious for the team. And then after that, we're going to have to go and face Charlotte. All before the CCC.
Well, you know what? Nashville, I predicted they'd win the Supporter Shield. You predicted that they'd be a top team in the East. And it's looking like that's going to be the first CC opponent. So that should be interesting.
I mean, listen, Then okay. So what's the barometer here? Are we gonna finally fairly judge them on the next 3 games? Give them a 4-game sample size and say this is fair to judge. What is it? When does it get fair to judge what's happening?
After that DC game, maybe after the first Nashville game or the CCC. That's 4
After
games.
the
That's
first Nashville.
I think that's a decent sample size. 4 games.
So
They look like this.
So the first game against Nashville in the CCC is not fair to judge.
Yeah, after that one, yeah. I think
After that one.
Yeah, at that point you've played LAFC, Orlando, DC, and you've played 1 CCC game. After those 4 games, I think it's fair to judge.
And then at that point, you're not really judging Orlando and DC. You're just going to judge them off of the important game, which is against Nashville. Your thinking is not going to be Orlando and DC because Messi's not going to play. So you're going to be like, well, Messi didn't play, so it didn't count.
Amy's asking if we're going to do a preview of the Puerto Rico game. Not necessarily.
Probably not.
Not exactly a preview per se like we usually do. We'll be on here on Wednesday to talk about it briefly, probably. We haven't even addressed the whole Messi going into the locker room situation.
Oh yeah. That's a disaster.
We've run out of time because we're supposed to jump on the MLS show. So I guess we could talk about it briefly, and we could talk about it a little more tomorrow morning on La Ventanita. What do you thoughts? Oh, by the way, 65% said not worried.
Okay, well, it's still close. Okay, how bad do you think people are that they just jumped knee-jerked about this whole Messi thing and people putting out misinformation about whether he went into the locker room? Supposedly there's a staircase to the ref's locker room and there's 3 doors exactly to arrive there, and you have to pass a blue curtain in order to enter. Like, what in the world? Who has the blueprint to the stadium to know how many doors need to be entered before you reach the referees?
Supposedly it is a very big stadium. That's one. And 2, I didn't think it was that big a deal. Now, people are talking about what's his face, Miazga, that supposedly he got suspended for doing something similar. But what I want to know is, did Miazga actually enter the referees' quarters, like where they actually like go, where they have like the door that shuts behind them? Like, did Miazga enter there, or did he just kind of have the intent of going? Because if he only had the intent of going and got suspended for it, then Messi did the same thing, and then I get why people are upset. But if Miazga literally went into the room where the refs are and got suspended, then you can't say that Messi gets suspended also, because that's not what Messi did. So I'm not really familiar with the Miazga thing. And I didn't think that was a poorly reffed game, to be honest with you. At no point during that watch along, I think, are either one of us or even Eric complaining about the refs at all during that game.
So apparently the New York Times are reporting that he did, in fact, enter the referee's locker room uninvited.
Miazga?
Yes,
Miazga?
not Miazga.
See? So that's different. If he entered their room.
Now, the context says that Miazga had already received 2 yellow cards during the match and was consequently suspended for the subsequent Eastern Conference final.
Ooh, he got suspended for an Eastern Conference final?
Yes.
Damn.
And actually, the MLS Players Association challenged the official account.
Well, there's nothing there. There's no reason for Messi to get suspended if that's the case, because I thought that I wasn't sure what the Miazga thing. So if that was the Miazga thing, then I don't see. There's nothing there. But again, I didn't think that the game was poorly reffed. I didn't see anybody in the post game in the chat saying that it was poorly reffed. Like, I don't know.
And to be honest, who recorded that? Because then there's also people here in the chat and online saying that someone was like illegally recording them, like TMZ style, and like they're not allowed to be recording due to red tape. You're not allowed to be recording stuff that's like not permitted.
I don't know.
I mean, is it illegal to like bring your phone out and record that stuff?
I mean, if there's a rule behind it, I'm sure people that get those press passes are given certain rules. Yeah, I'm sure.
So then find out who is the original recorder. The thing is, you can't do that either. Like, you can't be like, oh, somebody recorded a murder. Murder shouldn't have been recorded. So let's go get that guy. It's like, no, still something bad happened. So if something did technically happen, I mean, I guess.
Yeah. What do you think of the ref? I didn't think that the ref was bad.
I thought he was awful.
I didn't think he was bad.
I thought that there were at least
every
3
game,
instances.
Okay, every game there's missed calls. Every single game.
Really bad fouls.
No, every single game there's missed calls on both sides. Every single game. And every losing team. We can go down the list of 15 games that happened this past weekend. Go to the losing team, and I bet you the losing team would say, yeah, but they missed a couple calls.
I mean, those couple calls make a difference.
Because it happens in every game is what I'm telling you.
There was a call that was missed, like right at the top of the box. And I'm not talking about the one where he bumped into Segovia.
I disagree. Everybody's saying that they were against Miami. I think the refs are never against Miami. I saw somebody say that the refs are always against Miami. I've never thought once that the refs are against Miami. I thought at one point last year, I remember when one of the CCC refs asked for Messi's autograph. I thought there were a couple games after that maybe I felt like the refs were like, okay, let's not give Miami too many calls because people are starting to stare at us. And I felt like that was maybe happening for a couple weeks after that. But generally, I think that referees just suck in general. It's a pretty tough job. Like I know you have a favorite ref, but most refs just suck. Everybody misses calls.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, he wasn't reffing the Inter Miami game, but AJ's mentioning a good point. MLS refs don't know how to control a game. I mean, the LAFC and Inter Miami game didn't seem like it was super duper chippy. Like, I don't think it was a game where it had to be controlled. Brian Nobe is saying, Danny, you always end up organizing shelves and never watch the last 15 minutes of the game.
I don't know about organizing shelves, but yes, I am always fixing the backgrounds and the thumbnails and stuff the last 10 or 15 minutes of the game. So that is fair. The last 10 or 15 minutes of the games, I'm usually distracted doing other things while I get ready for our post game that I'm about to get killed for starting late.
Danny IMCF Moto Miami is saying, go watch again. That was not even bad. It was irresponsible. Messi took it to the face and shoulder.
I don't know. And I saw Solana going on and crying along with all the Messi fans, like, "Oh my God, somebody needs to take care of him. It's about safety." Like, shut the fuck up! What are you talking about? It's about player safety. What the hell do you? What?
I mean, I don't know about player safety because let me tell you something. This guy from Vancouver, AZ, got completely annihilated this last game. I don't know if you saw the highlights, but he got literally destroyed every play. Go back and watch the Vancouver highlights, guys. This guy AZ got completely destroyed this last game.
Yeah. No, it happens all the time. But player safety, apparently. All right. So I guess that's it. We're gonna jump on to MLS now and talk about week 1 and all that other good stuff. Afraid to call fouls on Inter Miami because they say it's fixed for Messi. Well, I did feel at one point that was the case because of the whole signing autograph stuff, but no, I don't think that's the case.
AZ's a beast, soccer daddy. Let me tell you, that guy Jameer. Let me tell you, that guy Jameer Nelson. Jaden Nelson. He fucked up. That was his. Mm-hmm. That was his spot, and he fucked that up.
All right, so
oh yes,
he 300'd dude. Yeah. All right, I think that's it. We talked about just about everything, and we went a little longer than we wanted to. But make sure join us for Battered MLS fans in a couple minutes. We're going to be talking about week 1. We'll touch upon the Miami game briefly there also, and then if you want to hear about the other MLS games. Any final words, Chris?
No, man. Let's get to it. I can't wait to talk about week 1. It was fun. Wow. Florida, man.
This fake Florida Panthers fan talking crap.
This guy.
If you're listening on audio, appreciate you listening to the end. Please leave 5 stars and a comment. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. And we will be back on Wednesday to kind of preview the Puerto Rico game, kind of not. And then join us on La Ventanita tomorrow morning. I have a question for you about the afterlife tomorrow morning, Chris.
Yes.
Hold
on to it.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you about the afterlife tomorrow morning. So that's it. And so until the next one, have a good one.